你们好, fellow Chinese language learners. Welcome to Chinese Patterns, where I teach you basic Mandarin Chinese grammar points and other things that are useful for learning Chinese as well. My name is Bai Lao Shi. If after watching this episode you found it useful, please press the like button and hit subscribe. Now let's get started. Today we are going to show how to make people words plural. Please note the emphasis on the word people. What we will learn today is generally not used with non-people words. Now, just to make sure we are all on the same page, let's talk about the word plural. Plural basically means there is more than one of a thing. In English, we generally add an S to a word to make it plural. So, for example, car becomes cars, and house becomes houses. But sometimes the change to plural is done by changing the spelling in other ways. So, for example, person becomes people, and mouse becomes mice. Sometimes the change in spelling is quite dramatic, especially with pronouns. For example, I becomes we. At least in the case of making people words plural in Chinese, it is simpler than in English. So let's take a look at the pattern. The pattern is simply a people word plus the Chinese word mun. The word mun makes the word plural. Simple, right? Here are some examples. 我, I becomes 我们, we. 他, he becomes 他们, they. 同学, classmate becomes 同学们, classmates. 医生, doctor becomes 医生们, doctors. As previously mentioned, it is important to note that this pattern usually only works with people words. The people words are normally pronouns, so that would be the Chinese equivalents of he, she, I, and you. They are also used a lot with occupations, such as doctors, teachers, colleagues, and so on. I might add that not all occupations are commonly used in this pattern. You may want to pay attention to specific words and see if Chinese people are using them with this pattern. Now, this brings me to a usage rule. You cannot add mun to a word if the quantity is also attached to it. So, for example, if you wanted to say 5 colleagues, you wouldn't say 5个同事们, you would say 5个同事. If you wanted to say 8 teachers, you would not say 8个老师们, you would say 8个老师. So, I imagine many of you are wondering, how do we make other words plural that are not people words? So, for example, if I wanted to say cars instead of car, how do I do that? Well, the answer is you don't. Well, not really. To express a thing as plural in Chinese that isn't a people word, you don't actually modify the actual word. You indicate that it is plural in an indirect way. So what I will do right here is I will make some examples, so hopefully you will understand what I mean. 3只鸟, 3 birds. 这些商店, these stores. 所有的苹果, all the apples. In the previous examples, the nouns themselves didn't change in any sort of way to indicate they were now plural, but the words in front of them clearly indicate that there are now more than one of each noun. And with that, our lesson is finished. I hope this way of making people words plural is clear to you now if it wasn't before. If you liked this video and or found it useful, please be sure to hit the like button and hit subscribe. Thank you, 谢谢, and please come again. Until next time, 下次再见.